This car right here has been my dream car for the longest time. I know I told you guys that the F80 was my dream car, but honestly, any M3 is a man's dream car. You have to understand that. This thing is absolutely clean. I'm so excited I can't even talk, honestly. Look how clean this thing is. Just look at this car. Now, yeah, we got it a little bit dusty, but like, look off in there. Look off in there, man. Look at that. Look at these seats, though. With just like a little bit of love, they're gonna look brand spanking new. Oh, I didn't even notice that thing was open. Look at that. You guys know the first thing I do when I get a car, I search it. You never know. There might be millions of dollars in it. Look at this. This piece of carbon right here, this canard, is worth probably about $46.99.
Hey, I know a guy that might actually want that.
On his Fiat?
On his Fiat.
All right, so let's walk around this car and really appreciate
the beauty of it.
Yeah, to begin with, we need to appreciate the wheels. Work VS's? Are you kidding me?
These are beautiful wheels.
Look at that. With just a little bit of buffing and polishing, I believe that these things will look brand spanking new. They're not curved anywhere. They're not damaged anywhere. Absolute win on the wheels.
Is this your first time owning two-piece wheels?
No. One time one of my wheels broke in half, and so this is my second time.
Okay, yeah, so.
Yeah. Now we're entering the territory of what's going on with it, you know?
Oh gosh. Yeah, I was on that side and I was liking the look of the car, but
I know, I wish I could just park it one way, that way you don't even have to see this side. But okay, so quarter panel, possibly some inner structure damage. I do not know, maybe. I think the biggest plus on this side is that the carbon didn't get broken. Like that, for me, that is a very big plus, because what I would have probably done is remove the other side and not put the carbon back. Look at that.
Oh,
the
wow.
rubber is coming off. Look at that. Look at that. Ain't even gotta sand it. See, that's the good thing when you hit something right in the wheel, it doesn't damage it as much. I did not know that these cars had plastic fenders.
That's pretty cool though. You don't ever get dents on these cars. Look at that. You basically own a Saturn.
A what?
A Saturn. This is basically a Saturn.
You ever played Universal Frisbee, Ben, Nate? I said Ben because I usually say that to Ben. Oh man, we've got some destruction going on.
I mean, if this wasn't an M3,
fix it.
that would be fixable.
If it wasn't an M3,
but also, I am gonna fix it and sell it to an M3 owner who's poorer than you.
Is that it? Dang, I hope my radiators are good. Play with it. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Nothing's damaged.
Yeah, it looks good under there.
Before we get started on it, we need to go ahead and throw a wheel on right here. As you can see, it's flat and it won't take air, so we need to see what's going on with it. I don't want to drive it around on this rim, so we've got this beautiful little gunny wheel here, courtesy of Vtuned. So we're gonna pop this thing on real quick and then get it on the rack. So we cannot take off this rocker panel because of the door, so we're gonna go ahead and open the door.
Smack a good.
She's schmackered, ain't she? All right, so we've got the rocker panel off, and we also have removed this very nice piece of carbon. And these are actually really nice. They're like, you know, actual ground effects, not like the stuff I bought for the F80. We got Vtuned here, the frame master. We have the car set up on the blocks. We've got everything ready to pull. What we want to do now is we want to go ahead and cut this glass out. That way we don't damage it. It's basically a Sawzall with a spatula on it. So now we are ready to go ahead and start pulling on it. I like a brand new welding blanket because it doesn't make you itch as fast. Got the inner structure off the donor piece, and Ben has already got it mounted up and it's looking really good. What's left on that, Ben?
Pretty much we just need to probably use some self-tappers, tap it on there, and then we can start lining the quarter panel up.
Right here, we need to pull these hinges out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this bent pipe. It's bent kind of like the door is, and then weld these on here. We'll bolt them on and it'll be a nice quick pull. Once the pipe straightens out, these should come out and it will, I think it'll put them back right where they need to be. What do you think, Ben? Think it'll work?
I think it will. I mean, it didn't go in much. It probably went in half a centimeter.
And then we've got this hook, these C-hooks right here to pull that out like that. And then we'll probably pull it out a little bit at the top. And then we have another one for the sides. And so we'll get that out. We'll put some Bondo on it. That'll be fine. All right, so we've got it pulled out a bit, and we're gonna do a door test. All right, so we got the door on it, and we're testing fitting the fender, and everything seems to line up pretty decent. We just need to pull this bracket out a bit just right here. As you guys can see, it's pushed in just a hair. So we need to put a little tug on that. All right, so we're ready to start welding, and the first step is to weld this inner structure in. All right, so we are ready to weld the quarter panel. We've got the door here. The gap looks pretty good. It still needs to be a little bit adjusted. Check that out. We got everything welded up, got everything surfaced. Now we are ready for the Bondo. Nate's going to go ahead and apply the Bondo here. We're going to start in this area, and we'll lay a little nice thin layer all along these spot welds here. Make sure all that's nice and smooth. We'll get this all Bondoed up, and of course, obviously, we'll take care of this. And Check that out, guys. We got it all back together. We got everything in primer. It looks really good. Huge shout out to Ben Vtuned for coming in and helping us out. He did a lot of work. I did a lot of the welding, a lot of the pulling. But if you look down in here, you can't even really see that it was welded. I mean, you can kind of see it, but everything's super smooth, super nice. But yeah, this thing's ready to get trimmed out and put together and painted. If you want to see this thing get painted, stay tuned. And install our ceiling airbags, and unfortunately they are riveted on, so we have to use this drill to take all these rivets out right here. Basically all you have to do really is just drill out the center of it and the cap will pop off and it will release the airbag. Got all the interior put together. I have not installed the visors because I did misplace the bolts from them yesterday and then I found them today. So I need to do that real quick. We'll do that here in a little bit, but we've got everything assembled. We've got the ceiling in, we've got the airbags on, we've got the airbag light turned off, this thing painted. All we have to do is assemble it and it will be done. So what we're gonna do right now real quick, we're gonna crank it up and get it off the frame machine and into the bay where the F80 is.
Try to drive it.
Man, I love this thing. Honestly, I probably need to get rid of it because the sound power ratio and look ratio on this car is way too high. Like, it sounds good, it has good power, and it looks really good. So it's like the perfect combination for trouble. It's gonna go ahead and start sanding down the door with a 400 grit. Here is your sandpaper, sir.
Yes, sir.
Man, this thing sounds absolutely nasty. Man, I love that sound, especially when you rev it up to like 9,000. So we've got the car all cleaned up, all tacked, and Paul is going to go ahead and throw the first coat of sealer.
You got my roller?
Your roller?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have to go get the roller. You want the 12-inch or the 18-inch?
Probably get one of each, you know. 18-inch for the hood and then How's it look, you?
Man, it looks, let me tell you something about Paul. Paul is the top G. Top G, for sure. You got it looking good. This is a first coat of base. So, you know, it's still going to need another heavy coat. But so far, so good, man. I'm super excited. It's looking really good. And here he is with the more base coat. What do you think? We're going to have enough?
I think so. I think we're going to have just enough. The first coat was a lot wetter, you know, second one, I want to be as heavy with it.
Gotcha. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. That's the first coat of clear. Everything is looking beautiful. We've got the mirror painted as well here. Man, it's looking good, sir. Very nice. Good job. Good job.
Turn the AC on?
Yeah. Oh, man. I'm going to hit something before I get out of here. Hey, so we got the car painted, and now we are finally ready to untape it. Super excited. I'm going to go ahead and rip all this plastic off. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate on this bumper, but you know what? It is what it is.
Turned out really good though.
Yeah, guess what kind of hate I'm going to get on the bumper. Why don't you guys guess what kind of hate I'm going to get on the bumper? I mean, honestly, if I seen somebody else do it like this, I would probably be like, oh, you did it wrong.
Dude, that's a perfect
But
burn-in though.
we can't all be perfect. And I'm hoping that we can get this thing all put back together. There's a couple of things that might hold us up, but I think we'll take care of them today. Mainly it's this molding right here for the door. As you guys can see, it's more of a titanium, and the original has some damage here, and it's also bowed a bit. So we're just gonna toss that. In the front, we need to throw the vent on. We need to assemble the front bumper cover. We need to buff the hood a bit. There might be a little run right there. I'm hoping that it'll come out without any issues. If not, we'll probably have to repaint the hood, but I don't think so. We need to pop the vents back in, and that's it, man. This thing it's almost done. So I got the front bumper on and I've got everything buttoned up. We've got the fender liners on. We've got the lower splash guard on. Everything is nice and solid. It fits up real good. Now we just need to install the reflectors here.
Do you have those?
Yeah, of course, bro.
Emblem.
Oh, I do have the emblem, but I noticed that the emblem's a little bit messed up, so I need to order a new one. That's not a big deal. That's not going to affect the speed at all.
$100.
$100 for what? For the emblem? Pop's getting the gold emblem. So what do you think, Nate? Let's get it cleaned up a bit and buff it up.
Let's wash it. And
One thing that does suck, we didn't have a chance to paint that molding. But I think we'll just do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's also not going to affect the speed. So there you have it, guys. That is how I was able to get this E92 M3 for a fraction of the price that it would have cost me if I was to go out and buy one from, say, a dealer or from someone out there on the marketplace. And I'm super happy with the car. I put probably around 3,500 miles, maybe 4,000 miles on it. Took it to Florida, daily drove it for a couple of weeks, which is not a good idea, by the way. It takes a lot of fuel to run this car. I think it gets like 8 to 10 miles per gallon. But I do believe that's because of the tune that's on there. It does have a full exhaust on it and a burble tune, which I'm not a really big fan of. And also the biggest question I get about the car is it for sale? It will be for sale here in the near future. I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. What do you think, Nate? Should I sell it?
I think you should get rid of it.
I just love it so much. I was gonna supercharge it, but guys, honestly, this car does not need anything else. It has everything it needs. The only thing I believe it's lacking is a front lip or splitter or whatever that thing in the front is called. But I love the way it looks. I love all the carbon on it. It's got all the carbon all the way around the sides. It's got the carbon muffler tips. It's a really sharp looking car. I love the car, you know. I kind of don't want to sell it. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's not one of our regular videos, but we try to make a full, complete one episode rebuild of all the builds that we do. It just kind of refreshes everything and it gets us an extra video out. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that subscribe button and that like button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.